Hello, investors. Welcome to the channel where I use technical analysis to find possible swing trades. Today, we're taking a look at Enterprise Financial Services, ticker symbol EFSC. This is a micro-cap bank with a market cap of $1.45 billion. And one unusual thing I'll note here is Schwab rates it a B on their equity rating. Thomson Reuters gives it an outperform rating, and CFRA rates it a strong buy. I find it's unusual to get all three of them to agree, so I figured I would mention it. And here we are on Enterprise annual chart, and you'll see it is well below all the major moving averages. Another interesting point here is that if you look here, this is the financial crisis we had in March, and the share price of Enterprise fell and fell and fell, finally reached the bottom. And then it rose to form a high, and it fell again to virtually the same point it fell to previously, followed by a rise back to almost penny for penny, the exact spot it hit previously, confirming this level of resistance. And now we have it down again, almost exactly the same spot for a third low, right at the same place as it did the previous two times. So this is forming a very strong sideways channel in which Enterprise is trading. And if so, then now would be a great time to buy in, because we are at nearly the very bottom of that channel. Not only that, if it were ever to return to its previous share price, you're up here in the $54 and $55 range before the financial crisis, which would be an outstanding swing. But even if it only went from where it is now at $39 a share up to where it stopped the last two times, up to $44 a share, that would be about a 12% gain, which is excellent in just a matter of a few weeks. And if we take a look at the RSI, you see the RSI is low, but not exactly oversold. It does appear to be bouncing around sideways at the moment. The stochastics are again low, but not in the oversold zone, although they do appear to be rising. The volume shows, as you might expect, a preponderance of red selling days over the last couple of weeks, accounting for that downturn in share price. And most recently, you'll see that there is a decline in the volume. And since it's mostly red, we can say it's a decline in selling pressure, and finally replaced with a little buying pressure here. And the MACD looks like it has reached a trough and is slowly creeping its way higher, but it has not formed a bullish cross yet. And if we move over to the fundamentals, you'll see there's very low short interest for Enterprise here at 1.1% and institutional ownership at almost 71%. It leads me to think that smart investors see this company as a good investment. The debt to equity ratio shows that it is lower, has less debt than 67% of other banks. And I find that particularly outstanding since the financial crisis in March, and that is essentially still ongoing at this time, is highly driven by the individual bank's debt. So the fact that this has below average debt leads me to think it is more secure. And moving over to the PE ratio, it is at 6.9. The PE is lower than 70% of other banks. The operating margin shows that it is outstanding. Operating margin of over 45%, and that beats out 88% of other banks. Does not give a gross margin, and I would not expect the gross margin to be in the same category as other banks like JP Morgan Chase or Wells Fargo or Citibank, but they can certainly do well with those assets that they do have, which they do according to their operating margin. And return on equity is again well above average, beating out 73% of other banks. The growth rate, that glimpse into the future of the company, is again excellent, beating out 80% of other banks. And the dividend is actually low for a bank. However, it still beats out the market average by quite a bit, about double the market average. Even though it is less than 80% of other banks, dividend yield is 2.57%. And the payout ratio is only 17%. So that is a very secure dividend. Overall, I think if you were interested in buying into this bank, now would be the time to do so. But I'd be curious to hear what you think. Please let me know in the comments below. And remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I make these videos for education, inspiration, and discussion, not to tell you what to buy or sell. That is solely under your control. But if you got something out of this video, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe to help out the channel. If you enjoy this kind of content, please hit that bell notification to be alerted when new videos post. And if you'd like me to take a look at a particular company using the indicators I present here, just mention that in the comments, and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and good luck with all your investments.